Hello, everybody. It's Big Al with some more content from Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So, this video is going to be from The Forgotten. That is my account with 4 seasons. Let me show you so you know I'm not lying. See, I've only had 3 seasons on this account that I've completed. This is the 4th. I created this count a while ago out of boredom when I was waiting in Bag End for a couple weeks. So it didn't really get played, but then I decided I was going to start building it just so that I can show more people how important getting the right gear is. It's probably the most important thing on your fighters. So, first I'm going to dig in and I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a couple reports first. Okay, I'm going to start with poor Gary from Rohan. Okay, as you can see, I lost this fight, but this is a season 4 account. My job is to slow down the enemy, block passages with tiles, help with siege. My main purpose for this account is not fighting, but with the right gear and the right formation, you can do something. Yes, I lost this match, but on this tile, it took him 10 minutes to take it instead of 5, which actually gave me time for the Big Al account to come over and kill him. So, I'm going to start off by showing you his gear, okay? Gil, he's got a really good start to a Gandalf the White with the relic. He's got an R10 Legolas, and he's got R6 Gimli. Now, look, I have a respect to Frodo, respect for Gandalf the Grey, respect for Dwalin, and a respect 5 Aragon. He should wipe the floor with me. If I didn't have my correct gear, he would. Now I'm going to go to 2 other accounts. This is a good one. Okay. Yes, he beat me, but he didn't kill me. Okay. See, he won, but I still did quite a bit of damage. I halved his army pretty much. So he can't continue fighting without going to reinforce, which is another way to slow them down. And as we go through this, you see his gear has quite a bit strengthened and refined. His respect levels are just a little bit higher than me, but his gear is a lot higher than mine. I don't have anything close to being fully strengthened, and he has quite a bit. And he's even got an R10 Shadow in here. And then finally, this one I did with Eagles, which he got the counter as well, which helped, and I wasn't full, but I halved his army. And he's actually kind of one of the big boys. I don't think, this isn't his main, but he's still got all his gear is fully strengthened quite a bit. So, let's talk about the gear, okay? You want to go and figure out what commanders you want. So, for free-to-play and lower level players, lower season players, I highly recommend a Frodo and Sam or a Falcon. They are the best 2 tanks in the game. They're tier 2 commanders, so they're easier for free-to-play and people with only a couple seasons. It's easy for them to get. Ideally, you want Frodo, respect 4. But I'm going to start with him. Let's look at his skills. Okay. I'm going to work from the end and work backwards. So with Ring Bear, this is an evade skill. Okay. With the chance to succumb madness, but eventually you get immune to it. Okay. So he would have a 35% chance of evading damage every round. Then you got Hobbit Adventure. This skill was changed. Now it is attack before it was defense. So this will help the units deal more damage, and it's modified by command. And it also affects all 4 commanders once it gets to level 5. We're going to go to Harfoot's. It gives you initiative during combat, and then at level 5 it gives marching speed. The marching speed helps if you're transporting troops or if you're trying to get to the front line and then switching the skill back. Master of Bag End. Every round he's going to take minus 30% damage. That's big. I'm not worried about his damage dealt because he's not a damage dealer. Okay, so that is a very big skill to have. Minus 30% damage every round. So we saw his skills. His skills want something with command. So when you're going to build, you're going to look through all of your equipment. Ideally, gold is the best equipment, but you got to make sure you have things to that give you the most command and unit defense because he's a tank. So I'm going to use this Lang because it gives me command and it gives me defense. Because as you see, this doesn't have it. This does have it, but I'm going to use it somewhere else. I have some blue gear that might work. Okay, and up here, the Cutlass would work. That's great. It gives command and unit defense. But this one's better. So I'm going to use that. Then here, if you go through all of these, again, we're looking for command and unit defense. Hey, look, that gives me command and unit defense. So let me put that on. Next, we're looking for unit defense. No armor gives command. Minus 16. Oh, the Hawbuck works as well because that gives unit defense. Okay, but I'm going to put this one on. Last, okay, again, we're looking for unit defense and command. Drums of Warrior gives command and unit defense. But I have this one and it gives me better skills, better points. So that's what I'm going to put on. I'm not worried about the gear effects first. If I can make sets with gear effects, great, but only if the stats agree with it. Okay, so Gandalf, I'm looking for command and focus because he's going to help support by taking the hits, and he's also going to give white counsel. So he wants focus. So command and focus. And he also has unit defense on that. Here I'm going to be looking for focus. This gives command and unit defense, but it doesn't give me focus. So I'm going to go to the Bone Mask. Next is an armor. Okay, that wouldn't give me focus. That wouldn't give me focus. Oh, that gives me focus. But I got this one. Okay. Now, and I got an added bonus because I used this one that has the evasive action. The other hunter skin, it has war cry. Well, that doesn't match any of my skills, so I got lucky. Last, okay, I'm looking for focus, command, unit defense, those kind of things for Gandalf. So we're going to go with the fiddle, the gold fiddle. Okay, now this is the perfect one. With damage dealers, you want commander damage and you want commander attack. So we're going to go down here. We got a few different things to choose from. A couple different battle axes. But I'm going to go with this one because it has the most. Next, I'm looking again for commander attack. Look, I have 2 scale mails that give me commander attack. But neither of them are skills that I can use that match up with anything. So I'm going to do that. Now, same thing. Bone Talisman is the best purple because I don't have any gold gear that gives me commander damage and commander attack. So I'm going to use this one. Same thing with Aragon. Okay. Now, with Aragon, I got lucky. If you see this armor, or this helmet, it gives me commander attack, it gives me command instead of hit points. It gives me some unit attack, unit defense. And it matches that skill. Now I'm going to go and put the other scale mail on. And lastly, I'm going to go for Bone Talisman. See, I got lucky where I could make a couple gear set effects. But here I don't have any because the most important thing are the stats, not the gear effects. If I can make set effects like this, it's a bonus. So just remember that when you're putting together gear. Look at their skills, figure out what kind of commander they are. If they're a damage dealer, they need commander attack. They want commander damage, which would be on a weapon or an accessory, which, as you see up here, commander damage. But the accessory, I don't have one that gives commander damage. So I'm using one that gives me the most commander attack. And then the two middle ones, the helmet and the scale mail, will give you either hit points or possible to get command on the helmet, which does help because if you look at the command, if we click on command, it helps with damage received, damage dealt, and healing granted. Should you build all your damage dealers with command? No, I'm not saying that, but that was one of the options I had. So those are the things you need to do. Look at the commander, what kind of gear, what kind of stats are they looking for? So I'm going to go back to Frodo. See, my command is 253. Again, this is a season 4 account, but because I have 253 command, I'm getting minus 20% damage received. Plus, he's getting already minus 30% from one of his skills. So these are the things to take into account when you're building gear. Remember, set effects don't matter. Those are not the most important thing. The stats are. And this, again, is for the smaller free-to-play players with only a few seasons where they're limited on options of what gear to use. So I'm going to give you a different kind of commander, just for an example. Okay, let's go with Gandalf the White. Okay, his skills, he's R1, R0, so the only skills he has are focused damage skills. So the thing on him is I'm going to want things that give me damage. Commander damage and focus, like this Carver. Let's see here. The Bone Mask would work again. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I have my blue. So I'm going to put that on because it gives me Commander Focus. Because remember, on Gandalf the White, I'm R0, so all I have is his damage dealing skills. So next we're going to look again for Focus, possibly Commander damage because it's accessory, but because I don't have one. Okay. So I have a bunch of options here. Let's go with the Fiddle, just because I have the most of those. So I have this Fiddle with Divide and Conquer. I have this one with Siege, this one with Agility. Okay, because I have these options, let me look down here at the bottom and we can see what set effects we have. But because I have the options, okay, I'm going to put the one that gives me Agility so it gives me a little added speed. But that comes with time when you get more options for gear. So I hope this helps explain a little bit about how to do the gear on lower seasons and free-to-play players. So again, this is a Season 4 account. You can make a difference even when you are small. Doing blockades, helping siege keeps, helping siege forts. You know, I showed you some of the fighting that I did. No, I'm not going to win a lot of fights, but because I have my gear right, I can punch above my weight class and cause draws, which buys time for my whales or bigger players to come kill that person. So, as always, make the most out of what you got.